this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Welcome in, everyone, to Lively Lewis Stories.
That's right. We're back with even more awesome adventures with Levi and Ivy.
Set your storytime meter to fun and get ready to join the Lively Lewis crew.
All you need is your imagination and...
Off we go! I can't wait to see where our story takes us today.
Have you ever wanted to get more Lively Lewis in your life?
Well, we've got you covered.
Grab an adult and zoom over to livelylewisshop.com.
Or just click on the link in our show notes.
Enough about that. Let's get to today's super Lively Lewis story.
The story you're about to enjoy was inspired by Winnie. Thank you so much for your amazing idea. With a big vacation to Japan coming up in just a few days, you'd think that everyone would be really excited. Well, the thing is, they were all really excited until everything started to go wrong. And when things go wrong at Levi and Ivy's house, there's only one person to call: Detective Dr. Dad. But first, let's find out exactly what happened and if Detective Dr. Dad can actually figure out a solution before their big vacation begins. It all started about a week before. Levi, Ivy, and their family were going to leave for Japan. It was the vacation of a lifetime, and they wanted to make sure everything went perfectly. To prepare, they watched travel videos online, they mapped out all the sites they'd be going to each day, they put in translators on their phones to be able to talk with people while on vacation, and they even took some classes to learn a few common Japanese phrases. Everything seemed to be going according to plan. Then one day, just about 5 days before they were set to leave, Levi came home from the park crying, and that was just the start of it all. "Mom, Dad," called out Levi as he walked in the house crying and holding his arm. "What's wrong?" answered his mom, running through the living room. Levi explained how he fell off the swings at the park and landed on his arm. He said it really hurt and he couldn't move it at all. After taking a closer look, Levi's mom decided they should go see his doctor. Once there, it was decided that Levi sprained his arm and would have to keep it in a sling for a few days. "Oh no, will I have to wear this sling on vacation?" asked Levi. "I won't be able to go swimming or ziplining or do anything fun with a sprained arm." His doctor reassured him, telling Levi that if he rested his arm for the week, it was very likely that he wouldn't need to wear a sling on vacation. Levi was upset that he got hurt, but was happy to hear that it probably wouldn't affect his vacation. The next day, however, something else happened. Ivy came home early from playing at her friend's house saying she had a headache and didn't feel good. Her dad took her to the doctor, and they said she likely had a little something that was going around, and that she needed to rest and let it run its course. "Oh no," said Ivy as her dad drove her home from the doctor's office. "Am I going to be sick on our vacation? Or worse, are we going to have to cancel our vacation because I'm sick?" "Don't worry, Ivy. The doctor said you should be feeling better in a few days," said her dad. "It's just funny how you and Levi both had something happen this week, right before we're set to leave on vacation." "It's not really that funny, Dad," said Ivy as she lay in the back seat of the car, not feeling her best. "Sorry, honey, I didn't mean it like that," said her dad as they continued home. "Let's just hope nothing else happens before we leave in a few days." But it wasn't long after they got home that something else happened. After everyone was done with dinner, Levi went to watch TV and Ivy headed upstairs to read in bed and rest. Since the kids weren't feeling their best, their mom decided she would take Buddy, their dog, out for a nightly walk. And everything was going fine until... "Skunk!" called out Levi and Ivy's mom from the backyard. Hearing a commotion, but not knowing exactly what his wife had said, Levi and Ivy's dad ran outside to take a look. "Gross! What is that terrible smell?" he shouted as he stepped onto the deck. "It's me," said Levi and Ivy's mom, standing by the treehouse holding Buddy's leash as her dog rolled around in the grass. "Well, actually, it's both of us. We just got sprayed by a skunk." "I can tell," said Levi and Ivy's dad. "Oh no, we leave for our big vacation in just a couple of days. Do you think I'll still smell like this when we leave?" asked Levi and Ivy's mom. "I mean, I can't get onto a plane smelling like this." "Don't worry, honey. We'll figure it out," said Levi and Ivy's dad. "You stay outside as far away from the house as you can, and I'll check online to see the best way to get rid of that smell." "Thank you," called out Levi and Ivy's mom as their dad stepped back inside, shutting the door behind him. As he looked online for a solution, he couldn't help but think it was so odd that Levi, Ivy, and now his wife all had something happen to them right before their vacation that pretty much could have stopped it from happening. He started to think there had to be a reason why. And after he put together a mixture that would help wash away that stinky smell from his wife and dog, Levi and Ivy's dad turned his attention fully to the bad luck his family seemed to be having. Not wanting them to carry that with them on their big vacation, he gave it some thought and decided to talk to each of them. But before he did that, he of course needed to make a quick change. He ran upstairs to his bedroom, and after a few minutes, Levi and Ivy's dad emerged from his closet wearing a white doctor's coat and a Sherlock Holmes plaid detective cap. Because after all, he had to dress the part when he transformed into Detective Dr. Dad. Levi and Ivy's mom was still outside washing up herself and Buddy in their outdoor shower, so Levi and Ivy's dad had decided to start his questioning inside the house. He first sat down with Levi and asked him a few questions about what happened at the park before he hurt his arm. "Hey, Detective Dr. Dad, what case are you on now?" asked Levi. "The case of the sprained arm," answered Levi's dad with a smile. "Can you tell me how you fell off the swings?" "Well, I was just sitting there and then bam, I was laying on the ground," said Levi as he continued to watch TV. He really didn't seem like he was paying too much attention to his dad. "Levi, please turn that off and try to think a bit more about the park that day," said Levi's dad. "Something must have happened that caused you to fall off the swing." Levi thought for a moment and then said, "Oh, yeah, I got an alert on my smartwatch that my favorite video game was announcing a really cool update this weekend. I threw my hands up in the air because I was so excited, and that's when I fell. Can I finish watching my show now, Dad?" Levi's dad could tell his son was very focused on his show, and lately he had been very focused on his smartwatch too. Always looking at it during dinner, and even a few times in school, he had to be told to put it away in his backpack. Thought Levi's dad to himself as he walked upstairs to talk to Ivy. She was feeling a little better, but still needed some time to rest. She had been upstairs in her room reading, or at least that's what her dad thought. "Hi, Detective Dr. Choo! Dad," said Ivy with a smile and a sneeze. "Ivy, I didn't know you had your tablet up here," he said as he walked into her room. "I thought you were reading." "I was reading on my tablet, but then I got an alert that my favorite show had just released a new episode, so I started watching that instead." "Sorry," said Ivy as she continued to watch the show as her dad sat down on her bed. He asked her to put her tablet down and then asked her where she thought she may have gotten sick. He also asked if anyone she knew was sick. "Yeah, Claire wasn't feeling well at the beginning of the week," said Ivy. "I heard about it right after I had lunch at her house." "But you always wash your hands before you eat, so that's probably not what made you sick," said her dad. "Well, I do remember that day. It was raining, so we were watching this cool dance video when her mom brought in our lunches to the living room," Ivy started. "The video was so much fun that I may not have washed my hands before I ate. And we had been playing in her room before that, so I was touching a lot of her stuff." Responded Ivy's dad as he let his daughter return to watching her show. Then he held his nose as he walked outside to talk to his wife. "Honey, you can stay right there in the outdoor shower. I just have a few questions to ask you," said Levi and Ivy's dad. "Can you tell me what happened before you got sprayed by that skunk?" "I was walking with Buddy and watching a video about how great this new yoga studio is that's opening in town, and I didn't see that little stinker cross our path," said Levi and Ivy's mom. "But he certainly saw us." Said Levi and Ivy's dad for the third time. After hearing from everyone in his house, he finally knew what was going on and had to get everyone together to discuss it. "I brought you all out here because we have to talk. And because I still don't think your mom should come in the house yet," said Levi and Ivy's dad, fanning the air in front of him as they sat on the deck. "I agree, Mom," said Levi, holding his nose. "I can't smell anything because of my stuffy nose, Mom, so feel free to hang out with me," said Ivy with a smile. "Okay, let's focus for a second," said Levi and Ivy's dad. "I have to talk to you about all the things that have been happening to you in the last few days. Thankfully, Detective Dr. Dad figured it all out." Then he went on to tell Levi, Ivy, and his wife the thing that led to a sprained arm, a little cold, and a skunk spray. Hey guys, do you have any idea what that one thing is? Screens, said Detective Dr. Dad. Too much time on your screens caused each of you to be distracted and got you into those situations that you're in right now. Levi, Ivy, and their mom all knew Detective Dr. Dad was right. They just hadn't admitted it to themselves yet. And since all of this happened right before our big vacation, there was a chance that any of these situations could have caused us to miss it, said Detective Dr. Dad. Thankfully, Levi's arm will be better, Ivy's cold will have gone away, and your mom most likely won't smell like a skunk when we leave in a couple days for Japan. We got lucky, Dad, said Levi. I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention at the park. I know now that I could have hurt my arm a lot more, and now when I'm playing outside, I'll leave my smartwatch at home. Thank you for talking with us, Dad, said Ivy. I know that I got sick because I was too distracted by watching that video at Claire's house to remember to wash my hands before eating lunch. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. And I'll play with my friends during a play date instead of watching TV. You're getting it, smiled Levi and Ivy's dad looking at their mom. And do you have anything to say? You're right, she said. If I was just enjoying my walk with Buddy and not watching a video on my phone, I would have seen that skunk and I wouldn't smell so bad right now. Everyone giggled at this funny smell and thanked Detective Dr. Dad again. A couple of days passed after the big discussion, and the Lewis family was off to Japan on their big vacation. And before they left, they added one more thing to their big list of vacation fun. No screens during family time. It turned out to be an amazing vacation, with no sprained arms, cold, or skunk sprays to worry about. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the story and learned a little something too.
And since we know everyone has their own story, we'd love to hear yours.
If you have an idea for a Lively Lewis story, leave a comment on our Apple Podcast review page with 5 stars, your idea, and your little one's name.
Then maybe our next adventure will be with you.
Until our next Storytime Hangout.
Thanks for listening. We can't wait to share another fun Lively Lewis story with you.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.